In general, the procurement system in Bhutan is highly criticized by the general for its inefficiency in delivering quality goods and services at modest prices. This may relate to rudimentary policies, laws, and lack of human capacity and proper systems. The issue of low-quality goods and services delivery has cascaded in almost all sectors. The implication of such issues will be huge because it has rippling effects. Therefore, it is of high priority for the government and every organization in Bhutan to improve the efficiency of procurement system. This is Deki Procurement Officer from the Center for Bhutan and Chinese Studies. I will be talking about the analysis on the issues pertaining to the procurement system in Bhutan. The overall objective of the study is to analyze the issues pertaining to the procurement system in Bhutan with particular focus on the procurement of goods and on the following areas. To find out issues in implementing procurement systems in the country, to find out detrimental factors in implementing the procurement policies in the country, to find out some insights and way forward in implementing procurement systems for better service delivery. Research methodology, study area. This study covers entire procurement system of the nation covering 10 ministries and 20 dzongkaks. Data source. Secondary data from existing reports and studies, national as well as international. From the drafting of the bid document through the evaluation of the bid to the ultimate award of the contract, the PRR 2009 has methodically laid out a clear process. The information gathered through intensive text review are elaborated under the following categories, and based on the findings presented, the recommendations are suggested accordingly. Number 1. Weakness in procurement planning. The essential parameters regulating the whole procurement process are established during the procurement planning stage, and it is right at the start of the procurement process where the influence on accomplishing defined objectives is greatest. In most cases, this part of the procurement process is carried out in close conjunction with the internal stakeholder. The procurement process is done only in the near end, which leads to criticizing of the system for being too lengthy. The solution. The procurement cycle should be planned by the implementing agencies to ensure efficient time management. Number 2. Budget release issue. The government agencies are waiting for the Department of National Budget to release the budget, which causes delays in the timely execution and delivery of goods. Because the procurement agencies' project durations are defined by the government's fiscal year, the seasonality aspect of the project timeline is sometimes overlooked in the rush to complete the job before the fiscal year ends. The solution. The Department of National Budget should expedite budget release in order to save time in the tendering process. Procurement, budget, and financial management systems should work together closely. Once procurement decisions are made, budget and financial activities should be initiated. Number 3. Failure in market research and analysis and identification of needs. Providing ambiguous specifications and requirements during procurement does not always result in a positive outcome. Typically, if the organization provides clear and defined requirements during procurement, suppliers can do a much better job of delivering what the purchaser requires. A detailed specification is required to procure the right quality goods because it aids in identifying what is required from the contractor who is expected to bid against the specifications that have been provided in the bid document. Need assessment is ignored in most of the agencies, especially with the framework contract. Quantifying the item will have a great impact on the assessment of the rates. A clear description of what your organization requires would go a long way toward resolving this procurement issue. Before selecting any supplier, a thorough supplier evaluation criteria and/or need assessment should be performed. Number 4. Weak inventory system. The finding. One of the most significant procurement challenges is inaccurate data. As the procurement process becomes more automated, a number of independent platforms and programs have emerged to manage it. Because these programs are not linked, most data entry is done manually, which leads to errors. The need assessments performed by the agencies are frequently unrealistic, leading to inefficient utilization of the government funds because of the inaccurate data. The solution. All agencies should have a precise and trustworthy data backed up by a robust inventory system. A meaningful requirement assessment is impossible to acquire without a good inventory system across all agencies. A centralized data solution can aid in analytics, planning, macro-scale decisions, and ensuring smooth workflows throughout the procurement process. Number 5. Inadequate understanding of suppliers' capabilities. Finding. Supplies are not monitored by the procurement professionals to ensure all delivery demands and standards were met. Solution. Along with the usual procurement process, procurement professionals need to continually monitor the suppliers. Number 6. Goods Receiving Committee. Finding. To achieve quality assurance, there is no clear separation of responsibility and accountability method. As a result, each agency now has its own system for checking raw quality, while some agencies' systems are still lacking. Solution. A relevant committee or a competent authority should serve as a goods receiving committee. Number 7. Delay in payment of bills by the procuring agencies. Finding. There appear to be instances where procuring agencies fail to make timely payments. The purported reason for the payment delay is that the responsible officials need weeks, if not months, to validate the bills before submitting them to the finance section. Solution. Timely payment shall be made by the procuring agencies to ensure that the fund management of the supply is not affected. Responsible person shall be held accountable for the delay in payment. Number 8. Accountability. Finding. Bhutan's accountability system is rudimentary at best. Although auditing is performed for every usage of public funds, the lapses are constantly recorded in the books due to failure to impose accountability. The solution. A crucial foundation of every public procurement system is accountability. We need to strengthen our system by fixing accountability. The government should institute appropriate mechanisms to promote accountability at all levels. Number 9. Lack of human capacity. Finding. The country is generally short of professionals with advanced knowledge in procurement and supply chain management. Solution. Extensive short and long-term training in human resources is required to improve and contribute to the productivity of organizations. Number 10. Inadequate trainings. Procurement, training, capacity development, sensitization programs are not updated to the officials dealing with the procurement process. Solution. We need to strengthen the capacity of the officials dealing in the procurement process to have a minimum level of the knowledge in the procurement unit through timely training, capacity development, and sensitization program. Number 11. Bhutan Schedule of Rates. Finding. Whereas the BSR only considers the procurement of works, the same is not available for the procurement of goods. Solution. The basis rates and specification of the items that are commonly used across agencies should be made available. This will aid in benchmarking of the items purchased as well as the assurance of quality obtained at the end. It would be highly effective if the government initiates providing information on commonly used products with specifications and prices through a web portal to facilitate comparisons. The web portal could also provide or display specifications and prices paid for the product by the agencies. In the conclusion, I will be talking about the issues, factors, and the way forward for the 10 findings. The number 1. The issue is weak procurement planning. The factor is improper planning. Way forward is time management in the procurement planning. The next issue is budget release. The factor is delay in the budget release. The way forward is coordination and proper planning between the working agencies. The number 3 issue is failure in market research and need assessment. The factor is there is lack of market research and the need assessment done in the procurement of goods. The way forward is the implementing agencies should do an intensive market research in identification of the needs. The number 4 finding is the issue is there is no accurate data. One of the most significant procurement challenges is inaccurate data. The factor is weak inventory system. The way forward is the government should have a centralized inventory data. Number 5. The issue is inadequate understanding of the supply's capabilities. The factors is the supplies are not continuously monitored. Way forward. The implementing agency should hold a regular supply review, discuss key performance KPI, and agree on action and implement ideas. Number 6. There is no clear separation of responsibility and accountability method for the goods receiving committee. The factor is there is no terms of reference for the goods receiving committee. Way forward. Relevant and competent authority should serve as a goods receiving committee with set terms of reference. Number 7. There is delay in the payment. The factor is the payment are made late by the working agencies. The way forward is timely payment should be made by the working agencies by fixing accountability to the person who delays the payment. The number 8 issue is lack of accountability system in Bhutan. The factor is because of the weak accountability system. The way forward is fix accountability system to promote accountability at all levels. Number 9. There is short of professionals with advanced knowledge on the procurement and supply chain management. The factor is because of the lack of human capacity. The way forward is short and long-term training should be given to the procurement professionals. Number 10. Inadequate knowledge. The factor is because of the inadequate trainings. The way forward is timely updating on the system to the procurement professionals. Number 10. The items are evaluated and awarded in an unrealistic manner because there is no standardization of rates for the procurement of goods. The way forward. There should be Bhutan schedule of rates for the procurement of goods for the commonly used items. So in my final presentation, I would like to recommend the following 2 points. The number one is, instead of changing the system, the implementation of the system should be continuously monitored. This requires close collaboration between procurement, finance, and the audit department. The number two is, in reality, rules are only written down with little implementation by users and monitoring by the organizations, resulting in a system that is constantly adjusted, reformed, and changed. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation.